Hey, Puppy Trades! I am the best, stock market analyst in the world. So I want to give you guys the best take in the world for what happened today. A big buzz in not just the financial media, but American and world media about what happened in our financial system today, and I think rightfully so. So I'm going to try to give you guys the best takes. I'm not going to give any investment advice, but I'm going to tell you how the pros are playing what they heard today. Yes, I'm going to tell you how the pros are playing it, how the smart money is playing it. You don't want to be a retail baggie, do you? So Roaring Kitty, he posted a picture of this Uno card, the reverse Uno card, and it's green, and that's why GameStop went up 20% last night. And it's also he also posted on Reddit that he has a $116 million common stock position, as well as a pretty decently sized, I think $50 or $60 million in the money call option position as of last night. So he posts that position on Reddit. He posts this reverse meme on X, and that's why GameStop had that huge gap yesterday. So GameStop had a huge GameStop had a huge gap this morning, and so this is actually my most recent post about GameStop. Lucky me, I predicted it perfectly that we were going to see GameStop in wave 2 at the 78.6% retracement, and then have a explosive wave 3. So it gapped up to I think 41-ish after that post, and so that must have been a lucky guess. We're going to look at some more interesting aspects of this, though, because we had other glitches go on. Yes, other glitches went on today. The New York Stock Exchange says technical issue was fixed after Berkshire Hathaway was incorrectly shown to fall 99%. Shares of GameStop, AMC, Entertainment, and Chipotle had also been affected. What? That didn't make any sense. I thought shares of GameStop gapped up and got halted last night because of Roaring Kitty. What did what did GameStop have to do with Berkshire Hathaway having that glitch today? That didn't make any sense. And how did GameStop, having its own fundamental reason, Roaring Kitty posting, what did that have to do with Barrick Gold Corp and New Scale Power having their glitches so that those stocks lost 99% of their value? That's weird. Let's read more. Seems that GameStop was the reason, almost. GameStop and all that crazy activity with Roaring Kitty. If I didn't know any better and I just read these headlines, I'd think it was those pesky Redditors up to no good. What are they always saying? They want to take down the hedgies. They want to take down the MMs for naked shorting, right? They're really smart. They're not playing into anyone's hand. They want to take down the MMs. They want to take down financial institutions like Berkshire Hathaway because they naked short, allegedly. So, those are the type of banks and companies that are going to be brought down when the apes of AMC and the apes of GameStop and all the Redditors band together and, with the help of Roaring Kitty, and they take down the hedgies. So I almost thought reading this that they had been successful. That GameStop and AMC did explode, and that Berkshire Hathaway Class A commons going down and having their glitch was the reason. Because GameStop had its own reason. We all know GameStop's reason. But NBC News is trying to make it seem like that was actually associated with Berkshire Hathaway's halt. So let's read more. Normal trading resumed late Monday morning after the New York Stock Exchange said a technical issue had led to large fluctuations in the price displayed for certain stocks, including Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. A little after 11 a.m. Eastern, the NYSE said the issue involved the market's main electronic stock price publisher, but that most stocks had since reopened or were in the process of reopening. In a statement, the publisher, Consolidated Tape Association, said the issue may have been related to a software update that impacted price bands or the electronic guardrails that limit volatility. It said it had resolved the issue by reverting operations to a data center where the previous software was still in use. Some 50 stocks were affected, the website indicated. The trades in those companies were halted for about an hour. The issue caused the NYSE to incorrectly show so-called Class A shares of Berkshire down 99% from their price of about $620,000 a share. Very interesting. So it doesn't look like what happened with GameStop going up and having that big rally. It didn't look like that had anything to do with why Berkshire Class A Commons and Barrick Gold Corp and NewScale Power had their big glitches. But there you have it, right in front of you. NBC News really wants you to think that this had something to do with AMC Entertainment and GameStop. And we know, quote unquote, why GameStop rallied. So why are they trying to make it look like GameStop had something to do with Berkshire Hathaway, a large financial institution, having a meteoric crash? Because if I didn't know any better, I would have said, wait a minute, for the past 2 or 3 years, all of the GameStop and AMC bulls have been talking about how they want financial institutions like Berkshire Hathaway to be brought down because they're naked shorting. Oh, we also had silver break out to a new 52-week high recently. Silver squeeze was trending, and that's also going on. And silver's the big commodity that they say is being naked shorted the most, besides GameStop and AMC. So it almost looks like NBC News is trying to make it seem like Redditors and, this GameStop figure Roaring Kitty, that was kind of why we're seeing funky stuff go on. It's called juxtaposition, and then later in the article they clarify, actually, GameStop didn't really have anything to do with this. I don't know why they were in the title at all. And I'm pretty sure every other financial media article said that the reason GameStop went up was because of Roaring Kitty. So anyway, I just happen to have a post that says elites are going to blame the SWIFT collapse on Redditors and NFTs because the SWIFT financial system is going through the ISO 2022 update. The banking system is going through the Basel II standard update. And the required reserves ratio has been 0% since March of 2020, as well as the fact that the Silicon Valley Bank emergency lending program ended in March of 2024. So that emergency bank program ended. We also have the Basel standard update, and we have ISO 2022 update, besides the fact the required reserves ratio is 0, so we don't have a fractional reserve banking system at all. So that's just a few things going on in the backdrop. That I have a picture of Roaring Kitty before he came back, and I said that they were going to blame Redditors and NFTs on the SWIFT collapse. Not any of these financial institutions or these new policies that have been implemented. I've been pretty adamant they're going to blame this guy and Redditors on GameStop and AMC. GameStop and AMC bulls are going to get successful with their plan, quote unquote. They're going to hold their shares. They're going to ride these stocks to Valhalla, and all the banks are going to collapse. The financial system's going to collapse. And what do you know, when it does collapse, they just so happen to have a solution to the collapse. But before it does, they're going to, have us play games with our money. So, I'm going to tell you guys 3 ways that the pros are playing this. I'm going to tell you 3 ways that the pros are playing what they saw today. All right, how to really profit from a wealth transfer, right? That's what all these AMC and GameStop people are talking about. They want to profit from a wealth transfer. So I'm going to tell you how smart money is reacting to the news they heard today. So rule number 1, yeah, fam, this is happening. They are going to go through with their plan to blame the financial system collapsing, at least at first, on Redditors, GameStop, and AMC bulls. We got a lot of confirmation for that today with our good friends at NBC News saying that GameStop apparently had something to do with why the largest financial institution, Berkshire Hathaway, was down 99%. So rule number one, get some cash out. That's what the smart money is going to do. There's going to be a period where they say this glitch is why you can't go access your money from an ATM. So get some cash out, get some bills ready, break up the $100 bills and the $20 bills and the ones and fives, because when no one's able to use their ATM, no one's able to access the money in their bank account or their brokerage account, the money you have in cash is going to explode in value. It's going to explode in value. So that's first and foremost. But there's other ways. GameStop itself. Well, obviously all the smart money follows me, so they knew that GameStop was going to explode within this massive wave 3. And I also talked about how GameStop was being signaled before that. We're going to stick to this most recent post in this video. We did see GameStop have this big explosion into a wave 3. So I do think it's going to keep going higher. I think it's going to keep heading up to the 70s and 80s. And I'm going to keep holding the so-called meme stocks like AMC Theaters, SPCE, Leaps, Virgin Galactic, and some positions I have in pot stocks like Tilray and Canopy Growth. So that's the meme stocks themselves, but there's other ways the smart money is going to play it besides just those two things, okay? But you have to have eyes to see. So the first thing is we see it's a green reverse card, right? It's a green reverse card, and we have to kind of use our head, all right? It's a green reverse card. What's he telling people, in the club? For those with eyes to see, what's he telling those people to buy? Well, the most obvious answer is clean energy. I talked about the unusual options volume on green energy recently, ICLN and TAN. I've talked about these extensively. And so we see, that if someone had thought that that was the, signal being sent out, my analysis of ICLN, TAN, and in-phase energy has been updated very recently. And they'd happen to be looking at ICLN, the clean energy ETF, at a very nice time where in-phase energy and some of these stocks can follow First Solar into explosive nest that I also predicted would happen earlier this year. So that's one way, right? If someone saw this and they thought that this was, telling people in the know to check out the green energy stocks. I've talked about the options analysis and the LA wave analysis. Looks like that's going to be a hit. But what's the other way? What's the other way to do this? It's a little more, I don't know if it's sinister. It's a little more advanced. You really have to put your thinking cap on for this one, okay? So Roaring Kitty's trending all day today, right? Let's talk about the demographics of this AMC and GameStop crowd. They want to take down the hedgies. They want to take down the MMs. A lot of these people, if you haven't figured it out yet, are Donald Trump supporters. They're members of the right wing. They don't really like government, financial institutions in general. And they aren't really big fans of Anthony Fauci. They think he's part of the deep state, just like they think that JP Morgan naked shorting silver is part of the deep state. And so what do they want to do? What Donald Trump always said, they want to drain the swamp, right? They want to take down the deep state. And so Berkshire going down, that's kind of part of the signal that they're going to be, correct with that plan. That's making me look at my cash a little, more happy. The physical cash, not cash in the brokerage account. But what's the other one? Remember, the deep state. Who's part of the deep state that's trending today? I might have lost some of y'all with that one. But AMC and GameStop reporters, let's just refresh. They want to take down the deep state. They're Donald Trump supporters that don't really like financial and government institutions, okay? And they also have a lot of theories about this guy. They have a lot of theories about this guy and Berkshire Hathaway going down today and GameStop going up. And they're Trump supporters. And I went over some of those accounts in a video 2 videos ago. You can check that out. 3 videos ago. You can check that out if you want. So, AMC and GameStop bulls, they want to take down the deep state. And why would green energy, why would ICLN be a play to take down the deep state? Well, silver, remember, they like silver. They think JP Morgan naked short silver. Silver squeeze was also trending. Also happens to be breaking out into a major cycle during all this time. Silver squeeze is trending, and the supporters of people who think they know what's going on with the world, they think that America had this really smart plan. We put all of the silver into the solar panels. So when BRICS, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and I know it's not Saudi Arabia. It's the other one that starts with an S. I can't think of it right now. But it's BRICS. You guys know what BRICS is. They're trying to attack the U.S. dollar with their own currency, right? And so these people think that America has had a really smart plan. We just got all of the silver when the prices were really low, and we put it into the solar panels. So that's one reason that ICLN, Enphase Energy, and TAN might help take down the deep state. Let's look at this other deep state figure that was trending today. Let's look at not my trends. Let's look at the national trends right now. The deep state. Was a member of the deep state trending all day? And that they have an association with green? Wow. Fauci was trending all day because Marjorie Taylor Greene, a right-wing member of the MAGA Patriots, she put on a show. She apparently made a fool of herself. I didn't care to listen to what she said, but she calls for the imprisonment of Mr. Fauci to his face, and she cites a new report where NIH scientists made over $700 million on CV royalties. Notice this guy won't even type out CV because and I won't even say CV because of censorship. Anyway, so Marjorie Taylor Greene was trending all day with Fauci, a real head of this deep state agenda, and she made a real good case for all of the people injured by vaccines. She acted like a huge fool out of herself. Had a big rant in Congress, and that's going to make their argument look really good in the national stage. Anyway, but Fauci was trending with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, so how's the deep state playing this if they know what I know and what my followers should know by now, that Royan Kitty is a friendly, esoteric dude. That's why I made a video about how he was telling people to buy the cannabis stocks less than 24 hours before Joe Biden changed the federal schedule of marijuana from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. Anyway, and I also, by the way, predicted his most recent appearance in a way by perfectly predicting GameStop was going to enter this Wave 3. Anyway, so how are smart people in the deep state, smart money, how are they playing this news that Royan Kitty has posted a picture of a green, card? They know that the kind of right-wing support AMC and GameStop. They want to take down the deep state. Well, what's happening today? Marjorie Taylor Greene is going after Fauci, a member of the deep state. Well, who's Fauci? Who's Fauci associated with? What stocks is he associated with? Shouldn't be too hard to guess. You've seen my work on Moderna recently, why I bought Moderna, why I bought mRNY today. Various things. Pfizer, you've seen my work on Pfizer recently. But the whole biotech sector. So I had told you guys, I thought XBI had formed a wave 1 and a wave 2 from this low. It was going to go the length of wave 1, place of the wave 2 low, and reach this target for what I thought was going to be a wave 3. So it did reach the target. And I actually think it's more aggressive than that this is a wave 3. I actually think that this is another wave 1 and it's another wave 2. So how's the smart money playing this? Well, the first thing they're doing, they're getting cash, right? The second thing they're doing, because Berk A goes down today, NBC News is trying to, build this association with GameStop and AMC. The next part of the plan is that silver is going to keep ripping, and then one of these banks this naked shorting headline of silver is really going to come into play. So physical silver, that might be a smart thing too. Physical cash, I think, is going to be a little more prudent. But how's the smart money playing this in the brokerage? Well, they're looking at ICLN and In-Phase Energy. They've seen my work on First Solar, perfectly predicting it's going to explode. They saw my work on TAN and ICLN recently. But now what are they doing? Well, they know Fauci, the deep state, and that green reverse card isn't just talking about clean green energy. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene was trending with Fauci today, they know to look at XBI, the biotech stocks, who Dr. Fauci is heavily associated with. And what do you know when they do? They would see XBI is ending an ABC correction, a beautiful ABC correction, where the length of wave A, place of the wave B high is hit for an A, B, C correction that ends the wave 2. So now they're going to know to buy XBI, it's going to hold above 78.95, and it, like Moderna and Pfizer, are going to go 1, 2, wave 3. The length of wave 1, place of the wave 2 low, gives minimum wave 3 targets of 115. But this could even extend beyond that, go 1, 2, 3, and then continue going into a 4 or 5. And ultimately, XBI is going to be in a new all-time cycle. Like how I talked about Sony was entering an incredible cycle when it was called out. Like how I was talking about how the cannabis stocks potentially were entering an incredible cycle. Now XBI and clean energy. Let's see how these cycles play out. Have fun shorting XBI, have fun shorting ICLN, and have fun shorting Sony, because I'm quite confident the smart money is well aware they should be looking at the clean energy stocks and the biotech stocks today. They don't need to look at the option screens. They don't need to do any of that. But I got a little more beef than Roaring Kitty. You see, I had a straddle on AT&T that was up 250% the last time we had a major glitch in the stock market. So I had a glitch on AT&T, a straddle on AT&T. What this post says, we had a bunch of 20, 30% moves and all of these very low beta Dow Jones stocks. And so me having those very high gamma straddles, extremely big outsized moves happened. I was following the MMs, the financial institutions. They trade in the dark pools. They're trading preferreds. They're trading on other exchanges. So they can go take positions against those glitchy moves, right? And I want you to know, if you Barrick Gold Corp, they had straddles and strangles on Barrick Gold Corp today. So while the New York Stock Exchange was not allowing people to buy GOLD, Barrick Gold Corp trades on other exchanges. So they had deep in the money puts, and they could buy shares of Barrick Gold Corp against those deep in the money puts, or take derivative positions in the dark pools against those puts. And what I believe happened, I wasn't a victim of what happened today, but AT&T, I had a very large, nice position on it, and I was not able to close it. I had followed the MMs. I saw that they were taking straddles on AT&T, and AT&T had an explosive move higher. So I wasn't able to cash out my gains, adjust my options, and raise the strike prices before AT&T collapsed from 22 to 12, and I would have had another massive gain running back the other way. I ultimately had to leave that AT&T straddle about a 25, 30% return, but I would have kept going and raising those strike prices. And I'm quite common. The institutions that I was following, they had deep in the money calls. They could have shorted AT&T in some off exchange, some dark pool somewhere, AT&T preferreds, international exchange, and taken that position, before the glitch was resolved. Anyway, I got a little bit of beef with the NYSE for glitches, and I don't really think it's funny that our whole financial system is a joke. I'm glad that most of the FinTwit thinks that, and that this is all just entertainment for most people. It's not really entertaining to work 50 hours a week, in my opinion. So I don't, but I do get kind of bored sometimes. Anyway, that was hilarious. Seeing large cap assets move 10 to 15% in a flash, and retrace the whole move. Isn't it funny how the financial system is a joke, and people work 45 years of their lives for computer code? They move it fast and coerce you into submission so you can keep your Roth. All right, so a little bit of beef with the NYSE. So I'm going to tell you right now, it might not be the NYSE. I'm pretty sure it is. It might be NBC News. But I'm telling you right now that there's a special code in this article that's very blatant. It's not hard to see. It's actually very easy to see. It's actually pointed out to you. They put it in quotes. If you know English and you read, if you know English and you're an English teacher, have your English teacher say, "Hey, why did they randomly put bands in quotes here?" I guess it needs to be. In a statement, the Publisher Consolidated Tape Association said that issue may have been related to a software update that impacted price bands or the electronic guardrails that limit volatility. So they're trying to tell you that GameStop and AMC, they're somehow associated to Berkshire Hathaway, a large financial institution, going down 99%. I predicted the GameStop rally, and I predicted that they were going to try to blame financial institutions going down on Redditors and NFTs, and I have a picture of Roaring Kitty, and I was talking heavily about AMC, GameStop, and AMC, GameStop, and Mattel. Mattel's not a meme stock before in March. But anyway, glossing over all that, it's not just Roaring Kitty. It's not just Roaring Kitty. And it's not just Freemasons. It's not just some group. It's not some guy who, is obviously a member of a cult, right? Like people who call themselves the MAGA Patriots. It's everybody, right? So if you have eyes to see, you want to be in the illuminated ones, you get to join right now. You want to join the illuminated ones? You want to do it? All you have to do is be illuminated. You have to open your eyes, and you can join the society. Because most people will not be able to accept what I'm about to tell you. And that's why most people will not make any money in the stock market ever. They will work until they're 65, 67 at best, and pray their Social Security pays them out. But if you have eyes to see, and you want to be like that episode of The Simpsons, Homer the Great, where Lenny and the other guy join the Illuminati, they have it all easy, you can't figure it out, this is how you do it. I'm going to show you right now. XBI, that's a little difficult. He posts the green reverse Uno card. Majority Taylor Green is trending. I think ICLN's kind of an easy one. But still, you have to really be, thinking that this Roaring Kitty guy is in on the act. But right here, bands. This is a stock ticker, fam. This is a call out. Everyone in the stock market community, what are they doing? They're looking at why Berk A is going down. And what are they reading? They're reading bands. So people who think that, they're retail, they're what some people call sheep, they will not ever be able to accept, ever. They will not ever be able to accept that is letting people in the illuminated ones to know to buy this stock. Yes. Watch what happens to bands. This is going to be just like Sony. And it's going to be just like GameStop was probably a few days ago. This is a call out to let people know to buy band. So the smart money, if you really want to be in the smart money, what they're doing, they're getting cash and they're getting physical silver. And they're breaking down the $100 bills and the 20s and the 5s, 10s, and 1s. Because the real wealth transfer is when they tell you soon that one of these glitches, one of these silver squeezes, one of these meme stocks exploding, and a hedge fund going down or institution going down is why you can't access money at a bank. So it doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank right now. Well, it actually kind of does. But what really matters is how much physical cash you have. Because pretty soon, when they tell you that you can't access your money from an ATM, what that's going to mean is that all the physical cash that you do have, the ones, yes, even the quarters, even the pennies, are going to explode in value because you're the only one who has an American currency on you. So there's going to be a great wealth transfer. I think physical silver is a great idea, but I think before then, physical cash is an even better one. So I believe that BAND is going to hold above 16.55. The other way that they are going to play this is that they are going to know that Roaring Kitty is a friendly, esoteric dude. That's how he has $116 million to put into GameStop. Tweet about his big options position, blatantly manipulate the stock and not care. I mean, where do you think this guy got $200 million to put into GameStop and gamble on? I mean, really? I also talked about how he told people to buy the pot stocks, and then the very next day, marijuana was rescheduled from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 on a federal level. Okay, so they're going to know that this guy is kind of part of that group. And so with Marjorie Taylor Greene grilling Anthony Fauci, who's obviously associated with Moderna, Pfizer, and all of these biotech stocks, they're going to know to look at XBI. And they're going to know, hey, wait a minute, this is a beautiful count. It not just reached Puppy's target, the length of wave 1, place of the wave 2 low. It's probably going to nest into wave 3 of wave 3 up to the 120s and even begin a major super cycle. And that's assuming that they don't get the obvious one for ICLN, which, with First Solar exploding and in-phase energy and all the options activity, that one's not even, But if they do know more about this guy, then they're going to know the connection that silver has with these clean energy stocks and this idea that the financial institution, the plan is that the U.S. dollar collapse is going to be blamed on Redditors and NFTs. So they might know with him posting a green card, hey, the silver plan, all the silvers in the solar panels, this plan's a go. Anyway, that's the other way they're playing it: XBI, ICLN, and physical cash. GameStop itself, I suspect GameStop's going to keep going up and towards the 70s, reach that equal legs target. But how's the other way the smart money's playing it? Well, they're actually not getting it from Roaring Kitty. They're getting it from the NYSE. They tried to juxtapose what happened with GameStop, even though it clearly had its own explanation with why Berkshire was going down. If you really can't see this, they're letting you know they're going to go through with this plan. They are going to blame the U.S. dollar collapsing on GameStop, on AMC. If you care about your freedom after that event happens, I wouldn't be so pompously saying on social media that you were very proudly getting together with this guy to help take down the hedgies and all that. I might do that on an anonymous profile with, a NordVPN. Anyway, I don't use NordVPNs. Band. That's the other way they're going to play it. I don't even know what Band is. I don't even know what Band is. I just know that this thing's about to explode. Bandwidth operates as a communication platform as a service provider offering avant-garde software application. Oh, so again, it was a software glitch. Software glitch with bands. Even if you couldn't get it, they put it next to you. They're like, oh, it's a software company, you idiot. Software company named Band. So if you want to join the illuminated ones, what's going on here? Regular people working 9 to 5s, they won't be able to process this. They won't be able to see this. They're mentally... There is a literal governor in their brain. Government means mind control. Govern to rule, meant to mind. There is literally a governor in their brain that says you cannot say software and bands a ticker in quotes, like Sony was a ticker in quotes, like YOLO is a ticker in quotes. You cannot say in your head that you think that the NYSE is telling you to look at a software stock called Band. And that's called being a sheep. And it's not easy to be in the illuminated ones. It's not easy to be smart money, but this is what it looks like. Don't waste your time. If you really can't accept, that this type of stuff goes on, have fun shorting XBI, have fun shorting ICLN, and have fun during the pandemic.